Love Arlo and Frank. Grandpa coming to you from the living room in Jack's Beach. I'm going to try to do three of these. One of them I'll be singing. That'll be the last one. That'll be the biggest disaster. Welcome to another story time with Grandpa. We're doing Tales from Grimm, a classic collection of favorite tales from Grimm. And today, the one we're doing is the Bremen Town Musicians. I believe Bremen is in Germany. And there it is, the Bremen Town Musicians. And when I started reading this in the adult version, which I'm reading, it's bedtime stories for Grandpa. I'm reading this big, like I think it's a 600-page book of, I guess, all of the Grimm's fairy tales. And I started reading it, and I'm like, okay, animals, huh? Where's the musicians? But you'll see. Long ago, in a distant land, there lived a farmer with a donkey who had been a good work animal for many years. But the donkey was now old, and with each passing day, it became harder and harder for the donkey to pull his workload. At last, the master decided he would have to put an end to the animal. He could not afford to keep feeding a donkey that was too old to work. So that's kind of a shame, but it's the way of the world. Now, in our society, we don't do that. Well, maybe corporations do it to the animals that they don't kill for you to eat. But on family farms and stuff, people don't, they're not going to eat it. And a donkey, you're not going to eat. You're going to keep it alive to it, unless it gets hurt. The only time they put down animals in the United States in the 21st century is if they get injured. The donkey knew what his master was thinking, so he decided to take himself off to the town of Bremen. There, he thought, he might earn his living as a musician. He hadn't gone very far on his journey when he came upon an old dog lying by the side of the road, panting hard and looking very tired. "What makes you pant so?" asked the donkey. "You look so tired, I think you may die." "No," said the dog, "I am only worried. My master was going to hit me very hard on the head to bring an end to me, because I am old. Beware Duncan and Rue." "He says he cannot afford to keep me if I can no longer be useful for his hunting. So I ran away. But how can I earn a living?" "Come with me," said the donkey. So the donkey's the ringleader. "I too have left my master, and for the same reason. I am going to the city to be a musician. We can go together and try our luck." The dog agreed happily, and off the two went. A little farther along the way, they saw an old cat sitting by the side of the road, looking very gloomy. "What's the matter?" asked the donkey. "You look so sad. I think you're about to die." I see a pattern here. "That's nearly true," said the cat. "For just because I have grown old and no longer have the energy to chase mice all day, my mistress has said she will drown me. She says she cannot afford to keep me if I don't work. So I am running away. But I am worried, for I do not know how I will earn my keep." "We are going to the city to try and make our living as musicians," said the donkey. "You can come with us. Cats are lovely night singers, and in the city you can earn a lot of money. Please say you'll come with us." The old cat gave a cheerful meow and at once joined the donkey and the dog. Now the three had not gone far together when they passed a farmyard where a rooster was crowing unhappily from the top of a gate. And here he is. Yep, crowing unhappily from the top of a gate. "What a sad but beautiful tune," said the donkey to the rooster. "Why are you singing such a sad song?" "Why," said the rooster, "how would you feel if you knew you were about to be killed? Just this morning, just this morning, my my owner was going through her recipe book, and I saw her looking at coq au vin, which is rooster and chicken in French. She was looking at a coq au vin recipe, and I could see the writing on the barnyard wall. Just this morning, while I was crowing, my mistress said to the cook that she thought I would make a good soup for the weekend. They want to cut off my head." "Come with us," said the donkey. "We have all left our masters for the same reason and are going to try and earn our living as musicians in the city. Your beautiful cock-a-doodle-doo, if you sing in key, will be a great help to us. Together we can make a little four-animal band." "What a good idea," said the rooster happily, and he joined the group at once. The four traveled together all day, but by nightfall they were still far from Bremen, so they went into the woods to find a safe place to sleep. The donkey and the dog lay down beside a tree, and the cat climbed up into it and made herself comfortable on a leafy branch. The rooster flew to a very high branch, and there he perched. But before he went to sleep, he surveyed the land around him, as he always did, to see that there was no danger in sight. As he looked, he saw a very bright light not far away. He told his companions about it. "It must be a farmhouse," he said. "We should go there. Perhaps we can get something to eat. We may also find some place more comfortable to sleep." So the four set off again. They soon reached the bright light, which was coming from a house where a band of robbers lived. Oh, no, not a band of robbers. Because the donkey was tallest, he peeked through the window and told the others what he saw. There was a large room with a big table in the middle, and on the table were all kinds of good things to eat. The robbers were sitting around the table laughing and eating and talking very merrily. "This would be a very good place for us to stay," said the rooster. "There's only one problem there, Mr. Rooster." "Indeed, and there is fine food to eat," said the donkey, "but first we must devise a way to get in." I don't know. You'll be in there with the robbers. Or a way to get them out. So the dog's thinking along my lines. "Meow," purred the cat in agreement. The four friends talked at length and at last settled on a plan. The donkey stood on his hind legs and rested his front legs on the window. Then the dog climbed on the donkey's back, and the cat on the dog's back, and the rooster flew up to the top and roosted You think that's why they call them roosters? Because they roost on the cat's head. So they're kind of like an external turducken. They're not stuffed in each other, but they're smaller and smaller sizes stacked on each other. The donkey gave a signal and they started to sing. Together the donkey brayed, hee-haw, hee-haw. The dog barked, woof, 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 woof. The cat mewed, meow, meow, meow. And the rooster clucked, cock-a-doodle-doo. It was a terrible noise. At a second signal, the four animal friends broke through the window and came tumbling down on the robbers. What a commotion! The robbers had been frightened when they had seen something that looked like a tall, strange monster outside the house, and it was the external turducken, the totem pole of animals. But when the noise started and the animals broke through the window, they were terrified and ran from the house as fast as they could. The four animals were delighted. They immediately sat down at the table and shared the feast together. Hope they weren't having chicken. Think about it. After dinner, feeling warm and lucky, they each found a comfortable bed. The donkey lay down on a heap of straw in the yard. The dog stretched out on a mat behind the kitchen door. The cat curled up on the rug in front of the fire, and the rooster perched on the top of the house. They all were tired from traveling, and soon were asleep. But the robbers had been watching the house from a distance, and when they saw that all was quiet and dark in the house, they thought that whatever had frightened them must have now left. They decided the bravest should return to the house to see if it was safe. So the bravest robber tiptoed into the kitchen, and there he lit a match to light a candle. But by the flicker of the light from the match, he saw a gleam from the cat's eye. He thought this was the glow from the coals of the fire, and so he held the match to them to light the fire. The cat, awakened by the match near her eyes, sprang angrily at the man's face. Sorry, your grandpa's out of control. She hissed and scratched him and even tried to bite him. Dang. The robber was so frightened that he ran to the door, but there he tripped over the dog, who bit him on the leg. As he fled through the yard, the donkey woke up and kicked him, while the rooster on the roof above them, awakened by the noise, started crowing with displeasure. The man ran as fast as he could back to the band of robbers and told them they could never again return to the house. It has been taken over by an evil witch who hissed at me and scratched me with her bony fingers and tried to bite me, and then somehow she beat me to the door and tried to cut off my leg with a knife. In the yard she keeps a monster who hit me with a club, and from the roof there screeches a devil whose scream would frighten anyone. All the robbers agreed to never, ever go near that house again. And the musician friends lived warm and safe in the house forever after. And whenever they felt like making music, they sang happily together. The end. And there they are, chasing the robber. It's supposed to be just one robber, but maybe that's from when they first. Oh, that's when they came crashing through the window. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Peace out.